Hello there everybody, my name is xxmindcrafterxx and welcome to another computer video where I am going to work on this PC that we have right here. Now, a few months ago I decided to go and replace the cooler and the thermal compound for this processor, and it turns out right after I did that I started to have countless problems. Whenever I put on the side panel, the computer actually overheated.
So,
You know, I was kind of thinking, I was like, what could have caused that?
well,
It was probably my thermal compound. So let's just go and replace it right now.
And fix all these problems.
It's the first thing I'm going to do. You don't necessarily have to do this if
you're following along.
but I'm just going to unplug the cable right next to the heatsink so I have easier access to it.
There we go.
You always have to pull this clip to release it. And now, all I'm going to do is, there should be, at least on these AMD FM motherboards, there should be another clip right here around where the heatsink is. I'm just gonna release that. Boing!
Boing.
Boing.
And now I should be able to move this metal piece until it is no longer
Kinda
You know,
ripping this plastic piece. I just move it out a bit more.
wiggle it.
woo boo boo.
Kinda just do some adjusting until both clips release, and then you just lift it on up. And then you just unplug this cable that's running from the fan of the heatsink to the motherboard.
And now we have a nice looking processor.
And this thermal compound
Apparently is
bad or something, because like I said, it's been overheating. So I'm gonna take it off and replace it with this Arctic silver compound that I have right here. So I just grabbed some rubbing alcohol,
not the kind you drink, guys.
and I also grabbed a paper towel so I can hopefully take this off. You can use some different things, but I've found that rubbing alcohol works very, very well. I'm just gonna open it up and dab it.
No, guys.
No.
Dab it onto the towel. There we go. Now it's kind of wet, and I'm just going to go on the processor and just start rubbing it until it comes off. And look at all that stuff, all that yucky thermal compound.
Yeah.
Now don't worry, this metal shroud right here, it's okay to touch. It's okay if it gets scratched, because the thermal compound actually fills in all those imperfections.
So if you're a bit worried,
Don't be.
just make sure you don't touch the motherboard or anything.
There we go, that's
Pretty good.
right. Before I finish this off, I'm also just going to
Kinda.
do a bit of dusting with a towel that I found, just to make it look a bit nicer in here. This is not necessary.
And there we go.
Now all I have to do is apply the thermal compound, so there should be a little rip on the top. Just take that off.
There we go.
Take this thing, put it on the CPU, and apply just a bit of a...
Just a little bit.
You don't need a lot. About a pea size, and then...
Oh, man.
I forgot to take it off of this thing. Just a bit more clean.
Hold on.
There we go.
Alcohol dries pretty easily, so you don't have to worry about getting any components wet. So now you just kind of, in a way, apply it the same way we took it off. So put it on the CPU, kind of rub it around a bit to spread that compound. I know some people go and spread it by hand, but you don't necessarily have to do that.
You can though.
And then take these metal brackets, just how we took them off, we're gonna put them back on now through the little notches. This might be different for different CPUs, like Intel might do it a different way, but this is for AMD AM3
And
FM motherboards.
And sometimes this also requires some persuading.
And then just stick it on once you know that it's clicked in. Plug this fan in. Make sure you plug this cable in, because this powers the fan and don't have that.
You kind of have a fried CPU.
If the header you're plugging in doesn't extend across the whole pin layout, like if there's 4 little metal things, but the header only has availability for 3,
don't worry.
it should also work. Also, make sure if you unplug the cable right next to the heatsink, you plug that back in also. That's power to the CPU.
And you do not want to not have that.
Or you're gonna have a computer that doesn't pull, so just plug it in.
Like so.
Make sure it doesn't get stuck in the fan. That could also cause some problems.
Like that.
There you go. I believe that this computer should now work very well.
I hope.
So I'm just gonna take this back to its place, and I'll see y'all later.